Hello everyone, and welcome to Ant News Network News. Hello everyone, and welcome to ANN News, episode 24. We haven't got loads of videos this week as it's been quite quiet. Although there has been a lot of unboxing videos, although I'm not going to cover those too much. First up though, let's head over to Aesthetic Ants and his Phodole Megacephala colony. They seem to be doing really well and are growing quite rapidly. He reckons that he'll have 10k by next year, although I believe it could be closer to 50,000 at least. Phodoles really can pop off, and before you know it, they'll literally fill any sort of nest if you give them enough food. That goes for pretty much all of them as well. You see sometimes on the websites that, they might cap out at 3,000. I'm not 100% sure. I do believe it's just kind of a guess, and if you feed them more, they will literally keep growing and growing and growing. Good luck though, and I really hope you get loads of new queens as well, because they can inbreed. I think they're going to go to the moon. Also, from Aesthetic Ants, he had a 60-second update. This week, the Myrmecocystus mimicus. This colony came out of nowhere. I'm not sure where it got it from, but they're a lovely looking little colony. I really do hope that everyone who's keeping all these little Myrmecocystus colonies, I hope they work, because I love the look of little honeypot ants when they're all filled up with the colourful sugar water. Round at Ants Bangs, he made a lovely video this week of them will pour out of a nest and just make trails everywhere. Mine do it, especially when they're hungry, and they'll go out and hunt all the springtails and anything else they can find in the tank. They're cheeky little buggers. It's really nice though, seeing it in nature. And I guess if you're a wild animal, it'd be quite a formidable thing to come across. Time for an apology. Last week, I forgot about the most important thing, to be honest, in the audio ant world, the ant pod. I do apologise, Oliver. I'll try to make sure it doesn't happen again. Although I can't make any promises, because sometimes I've got the picture ready and everything, and then I just forget about it. Anyway, this week's ant pod was all about the best conditions to keep your ants. It was quite an insightful little talk, and things like light and humidity and temperature were all covered, and our views on that. I definitely learned something though from the discussion, and I really do think a nice stable 25 Celsius for exotics and non-exotics is the way to go, to be honest. But go and make your own opinions and go and watch or listen to the ant pod, which you can also now watch, because Oliver has been putting up some amazing videos that complement the ant pod really well. There was also a Kerberos diversa care guide. This featured Antshood, Sid from Wakushi and Rich from Antics, and it was a really great discussion. All these different methods of looking after them really do help people get a better grasp of how to look after their ants. In France, Ants did a lovely little video which showed a whole year of growth. It was good seeing quite a lot of his colonies go from just founding to lovely healthy colonies. This was just part 1 as well, so I assume there's going to be a part 2 as well. Along with other colonies, he showed his leaf cutters, which had come along nicely. The video was also a great reason that you should go out and just make little videos of your ants. If you make a little video now, in a year you can come back and compare it, and you can see the growth for yourself. And I think it's a really easy way of documenting your ants. Ants has been busy this week, putting out 2 videos. One of them was a channel update and announcement video, where he just kind of went over what he wants to do this year with his channel. He also showed off his lovely little blue cobalt, I believe it is. It kind of sounds like something out of Zoolander, but a beautiful little tarantula. After that great video, he also made a Tetramorium bicarinatum video. As you may be aware, or have guessed, I'm quite a big fan of the Tetramorium bicarinatum. and I really do love them. You just can't beat them. So seeing his, I just love it. And his colony, I think it's actually quite big. Every time I pull a little tube off of the nest I've got, I think, oh, there might be like 20 workers in here, and I'll flick it, and literally like 400 will appear, and they can just literally grow, and you don't think there's very many, but I bet he's got thousands. It's a lovely little colony though, go take a look. Finally, over at Elijah's Ants, he made a new video on his Neopanera ants. I'm not going to try and say the second bit, although it's not actually too hard, I don't think. But they're really ferocious, and they've got a nasty sting. And it was quite entertaining watching Lige try and avoid getting stung. The way they took down the cockroach though, they were on it. Proper little savages. So, new ants time. I believe Antics has some new Polyrachus Nintara, or however you say them. Last time I looked, they weren't in stock, and they seem to be in stock again. He also had some other Polyrachus, but I bought those. Absolute last minute correction. Antantics has actually got a few new things. He's got Athenogaster Fae, Athenogaster G, and Termite King and Queens. Aesthetic Ants also has some new ants. He has Camponotus Pseudo-Irritans. Ants Ramblings, get over there. Although, I shouldn't tempt you. It's a little bit cruel. He also has Mesa Angularis just in. While I was checking out his website, I couldn't help but notice as well, he's got some really cheap queens, and it'd be a great place to start out if you're looking to get into ant keeping. That's aestheticants.com. He's also released his new nests recently, which I've had the chance to get my hands on, and I can say it's a really tidy bit of kit. I'm looking forward to giving it a good testing out, and I'll be sure to update everybody on how they all go. I've also got a smaller one, as I believe this is the large, but I've got a medium-sized one, which my Harbignathos Venator are currently moving into, and fingers crossed it works out really good for them, because the Harbignathos Venator, they're not really in a very good state at the minute. They've got really bad mites. But yeah, go and check these out. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to everybody who contributed to my voucher for Antantics, and a big thank you to Wakushi for his gift card as well. I've chosen to spend some of my voucher on some Formica Fusca queens, which I'm going to add to my currently 1 queen Formica Fusca colony. I'm hoping that with 3 queens they'll really pop off, and I'm hoping the queens just merge in nicely, as they should do. The main goal of getting these queens is to show that Formica Fusca aren't slow growing, and they're not boring, and they're really like great ants. The only problem is you need quite a few queens, I believe. With 1 queen, they're a little bit, I don't want to say the S word, but it ends with W as well, not T. It's not shit. Anyway, that's all the news for this week. Until next time, I'm forgetting something. Polyrachus species are flying in Australia at the moment, so if you're on the other side of the world from me, check it out, because some of these Polyrachus species are beautiful and I absolutely love them. You should send them my way. Anyway, I think that's all for today's show. Until next time, have a fabulous day. I hope your ants live long and prosper. Thanks for watching, and bye.